on this computer. Awesome. Slideshow, start. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you again, as my buddy Marcus's band would say. Welcome to Spring Quarter. Today is April 9th, and we got Cameron Diaz here and Cameron Westmoreland, the current e-board. And we're going to go ahead and do a little recap of everything that happened this year leading up to now. Just a brief recap. I might leave a few things out, but here's a picture of all the beautiful people that were at one of our largest events. 2020, we had a global pandemic that caused everything to have to be online. There was also this really cool project going on with Dr. Chagas and another student called the Nostalgic Music and Human Affect Behavior thing. And one thing that the new e-board was introduced to was doing virtual songwriting camps, which was a new idea for the EAR student group. And it's a good thing we had those because we really had no idea what else to do. Over summer, we had we had like a population of people that would show up consistently before we were on the board. But then us being elected to the board and us figuring out, how we're going to do this for an entire year, a lot of those people ended up leaving, especially at the start of fall. But what we did to keep them around were the virtual songwriting camps. So going into fall, we had to figure some other things out. The way that we grew our student organization was by honing in on three main things: community, opportunity, and expansion. So by honing in on community, what we did was we really focused on finding ways to keep students involved with what we have going on. Okay, this is really focused on people and on the students at UCR. The issue with that is it's really easy to get someone to show up to one event, but it's really hard to get them to stick around. And so in order to get them to stick around, you had to offer them some sort of value. We had to find ways to make people want to stay involved or intrigue people enough with what we have going on so that they would want to stay involved. And one of the best ways to do that was to simply highlight people's strengths and give them opportunities to be leaders. And so what we did was we started these committees, and we found reasons and different ways to get people wanting to stay involved with what we had going on. We also did a lot of information sessions and gave people other professional opportunity that came directly from our student org. Lastly was expansion. Hi, Justa.
Hi, Jack. Hi, everyone.
Good to see you. I'm going to go ahead and mute you because I hear myself through the speaker. Cool. So yeah, expansion. This is like one of the biggest things for the EAR student group, and that's what we're really tackling this quarter. In order to get ourselves on the same level of a lot of the other clubs is to be existent at other schools and in other places outside of UCR. And so we have some things planned for this quarter that we would love for you guys to be a part of as we hand this student org off to the next board. So winter quarter, this is a little recap of what happened over winter quarter. At the start of winter quarter, we were given the award of student org of the quarter for fall, which was a big deal for the EAR student group. We also did the Christmas experience, which was a huge project, virtually everything online, but still we managed to pump out, what was it, like 8 tracks and 8 music videos for every single track. We had Santiago and Chloe working tirelessly to, put together these music videos and coordinate with everybody. And then all these groups that just created these masterpieces of cover songs, Christmas songs. It's one of the coolest things I think that I've ever been a part of. We also had information sessions from fall until the end of winter. And man, we did a lot of information sessions. You could find all of them in the Discord under the Music Business Information channel. All the information sessions videos were recorded and uploaded to YouTube, but they're left unlisted for members of the EAR student group. It's another type of value that we were able to provide for the EAR student group. We also did songwriting camps last quarter. We had 2 of them. They were both really low-key songwriting camps. They weren't anything super crazy. We were preparing and trying to find a groove and trying to plan for this quarter. A lot of the time, winter quarter is also just crazy, but on January 29th, at the start of winter quarter, we had a songwriting camp. There was 4 groups and 4 songs that came out of it. The participants had 2 hours to come up with something. and like a week, 2 weeks to finalize the master track. On March 16th, the e-board and our the e-board anticipates that this songwriting camp on March 16th was the last low-key songwriting camp, because all the ones that we're going to do this quarter, assuming that there's more than one, will be pretty huge. So that's what we had going on there. It was 5 groups and 5 tracks. We also had open mics that were hosted by social media lead Kirsten Lamanicio. She put on these virtual open mics every single week and brought people together to keep up their performing chops, which was super impressive. Really proud of Kirsten, and she really does a lot for the ear student group. I can speak on that. There's also the game nights that Cameron Diaz and David would put together every once in a while, once in a blue moon. These are pretty cool. I don't know if we did any last quarter. I think maybe we did one at the beginning. We did a lot of Among Us. We also did like Pictionary and weird things like that. But these game nights were always really fun. Oops, what's going on here? A big part of winter quarter was this program that me and the e-board put together called the Ears Accelerated Release Program. Basically, this was a program that helped students basically hone in on a specific set of things you can do to have a successful release and receive all of the royalties you're entitled to. Not only that, like there's 4 different phases. The first phase was the creation phase, which really helped student artists be able to lock in on their artistic personalities and who they are, and make sure that they're true to themselves from the moment they write the song to the very end. They're looking out for themselves. They're not letting anyone step on them. They're not missing out on anything. Next was the brand, which is where you remove that artist cap and put back on the business cap to say, where do I fit in within the music industry market with my music? Who do I sound like? Where can I fit in? How can I develop a plan for all of this music that I'm creating? Then the release, you had to submit your song to a distributor, PRO, and anywhere else that you had the time to figure out how to submit it to. And with the distributor, that was the big one, which was basically that's how you get your music on all of the stores. And it was, you had to submit it a couple weeks in advance from your initial release date, because a lot of times what happens is the stores will put it in, the stores just won't put it in unless you give them enough time to put it in. And then lastly, students were given the opportunity to create a portfolio with all the music and all the things that they did that quarter, which is basically super helpful for presenting something to a manager or to a team of prospective, music business people, to impress them, almost like a resume. It's also great for press outlets. It's a great way to receive press, is if you have what's called a, why is it escaping my mind? Does anyone remember what it's called? The private page on a website?
A landing page, like a launch pad, something like that.
Not a landing page, no.
No.
Whatever. If anyone can remember it, drop it in the chat. Looks like we got some stuff in the chat. No. It's all right. Maybe it'll come to us. Okay, moving on. Committees. So we had 5 major committees this last quarter, which was the social media committee. You probably see all the work that the social media committee does. They have Kirsten and Chloe developed a whole process with their teams to basically make sure that something is put out a couple times a week and that it's of great quality. There's also the Treasury Committee. Some of the members of the Treasury Committee worked together with an I-Corps program at UCR to receive a $3,000 grant with the partnership that's coming up this quarter with EOI Records. The Production Committee worked really hard. Brandon, you're here. What did the Production and the Engineering Committee do? If you could maybe speak on some of those things.
Well, there was in winter, we had another concert. I don't know if I should be speaking on it because I technically wasn't a part of it, but
oh, I thought you were. Okay.
But I know like Santiago,
yeah,
other people in here were.
There was the concert, so like they got together. And Santi, what did you guys do? You guys did the virtual concert where you would edit the videos and the tracks and everything like that, right?
Yeah, so we would collaborate with Paulo Chagas, who was in charge of the video stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. and we would be in charge of like engineering the sounds and the performances for said video. Like me in particular, I took care of the performance resplendent glory. I mixed all the performers into the one track, and it sounded, I don't know, it was cool. It was a cool project.
Huge project. Made huge waves within the music department at UCR for sure. Dr. Chagas and everyone else is super stoked on it, and it really established sort of a name with your student group, the production, engineering, and the film committees. They sort of all work together with those types of things. But there's a new committee that is being introduced by our Vice President, Cameron Diaz, called the Outreach Committee. We really need some more hands to help Cameron Diaz with outreach. Basically, what you would be doing is she's done a bunch of preliminary research about prospective allies or competition from other universities who do similar things to what we're doing. And basically, we want to partner with them and invite them to join us in the things we have planned for this quarter. So you would be working with Cameron Diaz, but basically as like public relations. And I think it's a great opportunity to step up as a leader within this club. So if you're interested at all, at the e-board and let us know, or let Cameron Diaz know specifically. Next was the ANOVA R, which you heard me talk a little bit about it with the Treasury Committee. This was basically a couple of students from, or like a handful of students from EARS got together and created a business model which services universities using the songwriting camp concept. And we got a $3,000 grant. The startup company got one, but I mean, it's kind of directly tied to EARS also, to basically put on a prototype event this quarter. And this event is going to be basically bringing together all of the UCs, a lot of students from all of the UCs into one Zoom call to do a ginormous songwriting camp, a couple of Cal States and a couple of transfers. Because of this, we got a mention from the Dean of Chats in an email, which was a big deal for the EARS student group. She said, our students continue to innovate, taking their ideas beyond UCR. The EARS student group was selected to participate in NSF I-Corp's program and will be awarded $3,000 grant to investigate a business model which could potentially bring the music department's week-long intensive songwriting camp to other schools and universities across the world. Big deal, big wave from the EARS student group. You probably heard Cameron Diaz talking about this at the beginning of our meeting. We amended the last constitution and brought together a new one, which is basically just a better revised one from what was going on before. There were a couple of holes in what was in the language, but other than that, it's really the same constitution that was there before. It looks a little bit neater, and it will be uploaded in Highlander link in due time, so we'll let you know when that is. But if you haven't done so already, please, please, please register on Highlander link. I think I still have the link. Yeah, register here if you're an active UCR member. Otherwise, we can't consider you an active member and you won't be able to vote in the upcoming election. And now we're in the spring quarter. This is, I think, what we're going into week 2 or 3 right now. We're a little behind on this because we had to do that constitutional amendment. We wanted to get a bunch of the executive stuff done first. So what it's looking like is that the information sessions aren't going to be as, what's the word, as like, they don't occur as frequently or as consistently as before. They're going to be kind of sporadic. Maybe they'll happen on different days, different weeks. Some weeks there might not be any. Maybe there'll be like 2 or 3 during one week. I don't know. But the information sessions aren't going to be as consistent as they were before, but they will happen. There will be some really good information sessions. Open mics, instead of on Thursdays, the people that were leading the open mics, it seems to make sense for them to now take place, or instead of Wednesdays, now on Thursdays from 6 to 8. Yes, Kirsten, is this incorrect?
I just wanted to clarify that it's not going to be open mic every week. I think only for this quarter we have just 2 planned, but we switched them out depending on the week. So maybe it might be a game night, like during midterm season and final season, it'll be like we all study together, sort of hang out. So just to keep it fresh every time and
Awesome.
not so repetitive with open mics or anything like that. So it's Thursday fun days. Whatever.
Awesome.
It
Yeah,
will be.
come hang out on Thursdays from 6 to 8. That'll be
Yeah.
good. It'll be a good time. So that's what's going on now. It's not on Wednesdays anymore. It's on Thursdays. And then the general meetings are still same time as written within the Constitution, which is Fridays, typically around 5:30 or 6, and it goes on for like an hour or so. This might be a new project we're doing. It could be a really important executive meeting like this. Just keep an eye out for those general meetings, because that's usually where we talk about the things that are going on in the club. So the information sessions are great for achieving sort of professional value. Open mics, to be friends with people within the community and sort of ground yourself. And the general meetings to make sure you know what's going on with our club. Okay, so now we got the large scale songwriting camp. As you can see, we're the current e-board and Ethan were the Avengers in this. So on May 14th, this is the day. This is the big day when we all come together, and we're going to need your help. We're going to need your hands. We're going to need everybody within the community to help us out with this. This is going to be a huge event. We're going to, at the very least, unite students from every single UC across the state, a few Cal States, and a few transfers. So this is going to be a huge event. You're not going to want to miss it. There's going to be some press coming out of it. And it's going to be a huge thing for the EAR student group, and it's going to potentially change the EAR student group for the next board. So big things. Also, the robots project. This is just released today. Kirsten or Andrew, do you guys want to talk about it? Tell us what happened. I know that you guys were kind of leading it, right?
I think Andrew and Hannah should be the ones to
Yeah,
speak on
Andrew
this.
and
Social
Hannah?
media team just really
Oh,
helped
okay.
out. So
Okay.
I'll
My
only speak
mistake.
for that part.
Yeah, Andrew and Hannah, let's hear about it.
Yeah, so this is like a little tribute album for the movie Robots. It was kind of a developmental stage for me as a little Marxist, hate the capitalism. And we just figured it'd be like a cute little 3-song, like a kind of small EP, like a little demo. And we tried to experiment with a couple different styles. We got some jazz, some metal, a little bit of rock in there, and just trying to live up to our name as the experimental audio research,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if you got any links you want to drop some links in the chat so everyone here can check it out.
I just dropped some links in
Awesome.
the chat, links to the music videos that social media team, Santi, Chloe, and myself each did a video to correspond with the songs. And they're all unique and different to match the vibes. And if maybe you don't want to watch the videos, which that's okay. It's also on SoundCloud, just the music, but go watch the videos.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. You guys are awesome.
Watch the
All
videos,
right.
please. We stayed up.
All right, and then to close this up, we got a new board that's being presented here. So we're going to be doing elections this week. The election, what is it called? The election survey through Highlander link will be released today, this evening. Unfortunately, only UCR members can vote. We tried making it so that people outside of UCR could also vote. That's really what we wanted. That was like the whole purpose of amending the Constitution and going through all of that. But turns out that that's against university policy. After we talked to a bunch of people from ASUCR, we tried to fight them on it, but it wasn't. Turned out it wasn't really anything we can do. So we love our Inez friends. We love our UCI friends, but we can't. Unfortunately, you guys can't vote, but you can still come to all the meetings. We love having you here. You're definitely part of the EARS family. We don't want you to feel excluded from everything we have going on. But the new board, basically, the current board thought it would be best if there was a large board for next year. And if they sort of ran with what we're about to throw at them at the start of summer. So we put on 9 different positions. These are all really important positions. I would argue they're all equally as important. And doesn't matter which title you have, like as long as you're on the board, you kind of got a lot of opportunity on your plate here. So we had about 10 people that applied, and so this kind of needs to be figured out from the voting process. And on the next slide, I have who's running where. just so that you have an idea of what this looks like right now. And at the end of it, we're going to figure it out. We don't want to disclude anybody. We're happy about all the people that are signing up and that want to be on the board. So this is what we're looking at right now. So for co-president, we got Kirsten, Brandon, and Andrew running. We're trying to get 2 co-presidents. We got for Vice President Santi, Operations Cameron Diaz, Treasurer Anna and Mandy, Secretary Chloe, no one for Public Relations. For Recruitment Director, we got a Recruitment Chair. We got Jacob, and there's no one for Reserve yet. We'll figure something out, but let's cast those votes this week. And in order to cast those votes, you have to register on Highlander Link. So I sent the link. I'll send it a second time for everyone that's here so that we make sure to consider you an active member. I'm pretty sure Cameron Westmoreland is taking attendance right now. So we make sure if you're marked as alumni that we have you as active member. So there we go. This is the start of spring quarter. This is going to be a huge quarter. Does anyone have any questions or any comments for what's going on here? I love Emilio's glasses. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I look forward to a final quarter with you guys, a final rodeo. This is going to be great. The board is really stoked about this and everything that's happened this year. It's been a real great learning experience. I think we've all grown a lot from this. So yeah, we'll see you all on Thursday of next week at least.
Hey, Jack, when do elections close?
Thursday next week. So on Friday, we're going to announce the new board. That's when the new board will be announced. And then what'll happen is they will shadow over the current board all quarter. And we'll kind of, make sure that we're all on the same page with where the club is going. And we'll all re-register the student org again. I haven't done it yet. I want to wait until the new board is elected so we can all do it together. So you see how to do it. So that next year, when you elect another board, you know how to do it. But that's it. So we'll see you guys later this week. Love you all. You guys are great. See you soon.